I went from presenting at national conferences as a social worker to sweeping the floor in a preschool. I kind of love that line. It feels like I'm going to be some inspirational, motivational speaker, but it's really just a true little chapter of my life. I worked as for 6 years as a master's level social worker in healthcare in Texas, and I love what I did. And I was able to present, work with so many different patients in the healthcare setting. And then moved to New Jersey. And in the time that my license didn't transfer over yet, I needed to make money to support my family. And so I got a job as an assistant in a preschool. And part of my job was I would come in after the boys had their lunch, I would sweep the floor. That was my first thing when I came in. And I would hand out papers and I sharpened pencils and I did recess duty navigating well, I got this ball first. I got this. Who has this? Right? All of those little squabbles and cutting things out for the bulletin board, going to the office to do photocopies. All of those assistant things. And I loved it. You would think that from going from the role I was in, the way I was viewed, to being in this position would be just a negative experience. And I really feel that I was able to lean into it and just say, this is the chapter that I'm in right now. And I am going to just lean in and enjoy it. And I got so into it that I just love the kids I worked with. And I was like, should I be a preschool teacher? Because I loved working in that setting. And, ultimately my license came through. I, got back up and running and, have been here in New Jersey for 5.5 years and, you know, totally, back into my social work practice. But when I reflect on that time, I think of it fondly for a few reasons. One, I'm proud of myself that I'm the kind of person that will step in, stand up, do what I need to do, not let my dignity get in the way of making money to support my family. Right? It's the kind of thing we can think about in theory, like, oh, I'm that kind of person. But until you're in that moment, you don't know if you would do it. And I also think of it fondly because it made me realize that you can enjoy and love anything you do. It's really about your mindset. And it's just about, I'm going to do the best job sweeping this classroom. And these pencils are going to be sharpened fabulously. And I'm going to listen to each kid about what's going on in their little recess fight or whatever it might be. There's a way to apply yourself and enjoy even something that other people might see as tedious. And I was going through a hard time in my life at that point. And so there were really parts of that kind of like more tedious, less emotionally intense elements of that job that were really relaxing and enjoyable too. And I was able to just kind of lean into that and enjoy it. And the main message I have from this is that we have different chapters in our lives, different seasons. And sometimes embracing what comes our way doesn't mean that that's your forever. But it sometimes when we do what we need to do, we can really not just make it through in a way that we wish we could fast forward through it, but we can just also enjoy it along the way. So look at that. I fit my motivational speech into a little video for free.